voice like this, the rhythms and everything. Was that you? Was that you and Mark, you and
Yeah, man.
you and Squingy, you and Keith? How was that?
Basically, it was me. The different rhythms, all the rhythms that are being used. This is something that I sit and research within at my home and listen to songs and even try to DJ the song that I would want on the rhythm to make sure that it would fit on the rhythm properly. You know what I mean? And after I realize that it can
Yeah.
fit on the rhythm, then I go to pen to paper and start to change up the lyrics because we used to bring the lyrics to the artist then. We wouldn't just take exactly what the artist is giving everybody. We brought our own lyrics and say, oh, the way I want it, You understand? So,
Right.
I was always researching rhythms and rhythms, try to, just to bring something fresh to the business.
Damn. It was there ever, like, after you got all the music and stuff like that, was there ever,
Mhm.
did you and Squingy have to practice to, have this kind of thing going
Never.
on, or
Me and Squingy never practiced ever in the history that we've been on the South. Never practiced. Squingy was so talented that most of the times when we have a clash, say for example, we have a clash weekend, Saturday coming, right?
yeah,
In New York, wherever. And I would have been in the studio from last week or even the weeks before, but I will be finishing it up probably today, right? Which is Thursday. And when I finish up and basically cut them on dubs and everything, have all the dubs prepared, then what I do is I have everything on a CD or two CDs. And them time they were talking about days where you have Walkman now. You get what I'm saying? So you find, say,
yeah.
we're going on the flight. He has his Walkman. I give him the two CDs and he listens them all the way on the flight up. He listens them through the night. And during the day tomorrow he listens them. And come Saturday he knows everything and we're ready to go. That's just it.
Wow. So Squinty just basically hears them as he goes on the flight, and we're ready. You're
Yep,
ready.
yep, ready. But the thing with Squingy,
Man.
the difference with Squingy in comparison to a lot of MCs, Squingy has what you call crowd control. Squingy does not have to make an intro pertaining to the song that is being played. He makes an intro with whatever comes to his mind, whatever he sees going on in the dance, whatever is said by a next selector or played by a next sound. He makes his intro based off of that. It doesn't necessarily have to be with to do with the dub that is being played. But because he has tremendous crowd control, once he does and makes his speech, whatever comes is going to connect. Because that was just his natural talent.
Doggone, man. Yeah. That, I'm just, right now as I'm talking to you, I'm reliving some of the Bass Odyssey cassettes from the clashes that I hear. You seen in the UK, in Jamaica, and some. And, is there anyone that just stands out to you that Squingy just showed you? Like, I know he's one of the greatest. I know that. But is there any dance that stand out to you, Mark, sitting from behind to look and say, Jano, I'm a part of one of the greatest eras of and greatest sound systems ever? Is there one that
Um, it's actually two, and the two of them, he showed exactly his level of talent, his level of skill, his level of crowd control and wit, in that dance. And that dance was the Bodyguard Bass Odyssey in New Jersey. Now, the thing about this dance, there was a real big hype on this dance because it was like a couple months before Bodyguard and Addies had clashed and, Mataran and Babyface fight, Links really dominated and everything. So Mataran and Babyface end up fighting and it's like it had basically dismantled Addies. You understand? So Bodyguard was the sound to beat now because them come a New York, come kill New York King. You get what I'm saying?
okay?
So this dance was so important that when the promoter wanted to keep it and approach Bodyguard, they said they didn't want they were not going to take the clash in New York because them didn't want You know, they wanted to enjoy their glory then, so to speak. So they never wanted to take the clash in New York. But they decided to take the clash in New Jersey, which is across the bridge. It's like, it was so funny to say, boy, you don't want to take it in New York, but it's just across the bridge to New Jersey. All right, no problem. So they took the clash, right?
Yes.
This clash was so serious that because back in those days, you didn't have MCs, you didn't have hosts. You know what I mean? You didn't flip a coin to see who play first. What was determined, how that was determined is whoever reached the dance first, whichever sound reached the dance first, that's the sound that's gonna play first. Right? And this dance was so serious that, or we took it so serious, and I know they took it, Bodyguard took it serious too, that we left and reached in the venue 9 o'clock the night. And that time the sound system was just was stringing up. And we helped Snow White Sound. It was Snow White Sound. And we helped them put up the boxes and string it up because we wanted everybody to see that we were the first sound there. You understand? Okay. And like, say for example, we reached 9 o'clock. Bodyguard reached 9:30. So it's like, both of us wanted to be the first sound, but they came and saw us there, so they know how we are going to play first, no matter how you want to take it. You know? So that's how serious it was. But during the clash, man, Squingy had his A game going, man. He was determined that he was going to dismantle and attack Bodyguard. And you know, he did it. Even if anybody watches the video or the DVD or whatever of the clash, he would see Squingy stepping up into the Link's face. You know what I mean? He wasn't backing none at all. You know, so that dance really stood out. And as a matter of fact, that dance was what I think launched to the world the chemistry with me and Squingy, and also the basis, that Bass Odyssey was a new tune sound, and we'll attack you with every single new tune. And you know, it was intimidating to other sounds, because I know that it drove a fear in sounds now.
Yes. You know, like, listen, honestly, every single, how does it feel to know that every single corner of this globe, when you talk about sound systems, no matter what, Bass Odyssey must be mentioned. It must. There's no going around that.
Yep. That's true. That's true.
You know, so was there any selector that Squingy said, all right, he's going to give us some problems? Like, I know he had no fear, but this sound or selector that would you put and say, you know what, maybe, all right, we can, you know, maybe we can lose. These guys are really good. Is there any sound?
Not really, you know, because what really happened, we grew fearless. And in the sense that the reason why we grew fearless is because Squingy is a man where, as I said, he was just naturally talented. So he will prepare himself just by being by himself and doing his, playing him video game and doing him thing, but he's preparing himself. He knew that in terms of preparation, when it comes to a clash, him not have to worry himself, because I am going to deal with that part. I'm going to sit and it's like, you see, what a man must understand, you know, clash is like going to college and you're getting an exam, you know, the exam is the clash. You know? Yeah. So you have to study. You have to study and devise a strategy how you're going to approach a clash. You understand? Based off of homework that you have done. So, you know, he knew that I would do all of that, get prepared, deal with everything, get everything prepared, do the work, and come in. So what he would do is that whenever he sees me finish all of the studio work, you know, the first question he's going to say to me, Mark, everything all right? I'm going to say, yeah. And once me say, yeah, him not care about nothing, man. Him knows everything good.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if anytime he asks me that question, and I would say, no, sir, no, he probably would say, yo, we're not going to that clash. You know? But he knew that we would do the work and put in the work to get things done. Because we always prepared for a clash. We never underestimated a clash. We took every clash serious.
All right. So you said the first dance was New Jersey. You said there's two dances that really brought you to, about the whole thing.
Yeah.
What was the second dance?
The second dance would have been the final dance that me and him played in a clash, and that was UK Cup 2008. Because remember, he fell off at World Clash at the scaffolding at World Clash in 2007, and after that he wasn't really well. He was really sick. You understand? And he came to UK Cup, even though not being 100%, and put on a performance of a lifetime. It's like I probably would have said it's like he knew that that would have been his last clash, so he just made sure to put on a performance that even to this day people have to talk about it. You know what I mean? And to know that he wasn't himself, so to speak.
Yeah.
He really show his class. In that clash.
Wow. I'm going to bring you to 2002 World Clash. Where was it? 2002 you lost to Rebel Tone?
Yeah. No, yeah. 2002, New York, yeah.
Yeah. What was the feeling after that? Knowing that I think you won round to round, but you just lost
every single round.
Every single round.
It wasn't, to be honest, the thing with both me and Squingy, as much as we clash with a passion, we never really get downhearted after losing. You know what I mean? Because it's like how we normally do it is if we lose a clash, we normally say, well, all right, make sure whichever sound beat us, we say, make sure you don't take back a date with us. Because this is when you're going to see the real wicked side. You understand? So we never really, get downhearted after losing a clash. We just know it's all right. That was one of them things there. You can't win everything. You know what I mean? Right. And if you think about it, we won World Clash in Jamaica 2001. Then we came to New York and won it in New York. Sometimes stigma in the dance hall, newbie being young on the scene, playing CDs, not in the caliber to Bass Odyssey. It's like that worked for him because the crowd would say, yo, Bass Odyssey losing this clash, not go do them nothing at all. Make we give the youth a try. You understand? So, he played good because he basically stood there amongst bigger sounds than him and, prevailed in the end. And we, hats off to him for that because, it's not an easy thing. You have to really be a fighter to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man. But, it never affects us like that because as you see, we carried on same way and kept doing our thing.
Right. Mark, for all the younger selectors listening who admire Bass Odyssey, I think one of the best explanations you could be is that how you accept a loss in a clash with style and grace. I don't think you guys took it as, serious as people get aggressive to it now. Like when you clash.
You see, the thing is, the reality in life, is that you could be the greatest in the world, you will never win everything that you're going. You will never win every clash. Because some nights, as great as you are, you will have a bad night.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or some night you might just not be there and not connecting with the crowd like how you would normally do. And if a selector on a sound system is that good, he will capitalize on that. So you can't bring or be down on yourself. You can't win 10 clashes and because you lose one, it's like, yo, the world come to an end. No. It's just move on and refocus and go at it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in the same time, don't carry no feelings. Because this is just an entertainment. At the end of the day, all selectors should be friends. Not all of them are, but all should be friends. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we are being paid to provide entertainment for the paying patrons who are coming to see us. You understand?
Yeah. How did the slang from way out in the country? How did that? Who brought that
That
essence
was
to
just
you?
Bounty Killer. That was
Bounty.
just Bounty Killer. Yeah. To be honest, I didn't voice that song, but I just know that that is just Bounty Killer. He has his thing. You know what I mean? He's not. You don't have to go to Killer with certain things. Killer will just put his spin to whatever you go to him with. You know what I
Right.
mean?
So Bounty started that. Would you consider Bounty Bass Odyssey's artist or Buju? Or both or
Well, it would have been both. It would have been both, but it's just that you know, the reality is that you know how this business is. You know, you will have an artist that is out there, that is, you know, the hot artist doing their thing, and you and them link, and you know you're playing most of their dubs and everything, and for whatever reason, maybe, you know, things slow down to some effect, and then there's this other new artist that come on the scene that is spitting fire. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And you get a link with him. So, you know, over the years, you develop that relationship, and you know the artist looks out for you, just like how you decide, say, you know, you're not going to enter a clash without playing anything from that artist. So it happens, and you know, because it's a generation thing. You know what I mean? It would have faded out that, you know, an
yeah,
next artist come on the scene and you move with it. Because that's what sound systems do. We play the songs that are popular. We play the songs that are relevant. Yes, and so regardless of whichever artist is out there, you know, the sound or bass odyssey would go to get the songs that are relevant and are hot and everything. You know what I mean? But it's just that with Bounty Killer, there was a relationship to the point where, you know, we decided that we would not be entering a clash without playing about a new Bounty Killer. You know what I mean? And that's how come it became that thing. But if you know, it's a case where, you know, Buju was always, because Buju is Father Keith's favorite artist. You know
yes.
what I mean? So that link that they had from before, you know, would always be there just the same.
So Mark, I'm gonna tell you one of my favorite ever dub plates in the world is the Buju. The Buju
Yeah,
on the War Rhythm.
yeah.
That is that's what I just love Bounty Killer, every bounty that you guys play, but that Buju that says this
Yeah,
is the greatest.
that Buju became a modern day anthem. And the thing is, all credit is due to Charlie Black because he wrote that song. You understand? And he came to me with the lyrics and say, all right, Mark, I write this, without why you check Buju and thing. Because, you know, I was the one that's cutting the dubs. So that's the same time now I decided to use use the war rhythm. You know what I
Yes,
mean? And
yes,
the funny thing about that song, you know, is that when I went to the studio to voice Buju and I brought the paper to him, it's like Buju said, you, what kind of lyrics you say I can't come give me? Me not take lyrics from nobody. Me DJ my lyrics. I say, Buju, yeah, man, but you know, I look at it and see what I go on, you know? And
yeah,
he took the paper and it's like he said, which rhythm? And the engineer started to play the rhythm. And I saw he was just like reading the paper and bouncing his head and then he just said, all right, ready. And he went around into the voicing room and he started doing the song non-stop. He didn't, I mean, everything that he DJ was on the paper and it
yeah,
just flowed like it's something that he wrote. And a lot of people don't know this, is that if that song is to be played all the way to the end, right? In the last part of the song,
yes,
he started to freelance his lyrics because the song was about country. Right? And after he finished all the lyrics on the paper, he started to say, that part was for them, now this part of it, we left the country and we touched the city. We drive up on the place what them call the ferry. You understand? And he started to do all kind of things to do with Kingston. You know what I mean? You want a record to buy, you go a halfway tree, whatever the case may be. And the only reason why it stopped is because they really ran out.
Oh, history, history.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
gosh, man. You've set
Yeah.
so many standards across, and Squingy has become in the argument of, you know, the greatest ever. He's in that argument as the greatest ever. Squingy.
Yep.
You know, how as a sound that we always say from way out in the country, you know, how was that effective ammunition whenever you went anywhere? Because you know that we didn't think of countries having great sounds. Is that what the problem was? Like, I thought all sounds across Jamaica were amazing, country or town, they were amazing.
What really happened, you know, what really happened, and if you realize, he always explained it, is that people back in the days, like everybody that leave Jamaica to go anywhere in the States, whether the States or anywhere in the world, right? As a Jamaican, they all, even when them come from in the country, they say, if a person asks them where them come from, them say Kingston. Because true, Kingston was the capital, Kingston was a bad man place. It's like, you know, if you basically say you come from Kingston, it's like, yo, it better be easy, you know, cause town man, that, you know, Ray. You understand? So everybody used to deny the fact that them come from country, right? So Squingy and even the other selectors and bass odyssey, you know, started to make it clear that this is a country sound. This is a country sound. Yes, and a country we live as well. We would have said we in the bush. You get what I'm saying? And what that caused, I think that is what has cemented bass odyssey as a sound system that probably have the most fans in the world. Reason being that it made the people from country who are living in all over the world accept the fact that they are a country band. Yeah. You understand? And they have this one sound system that is representing them and defending them as a countryman.
Yeah.
You understand? So everybody now started to say country, everything is country, because at first, them look one countryman as some like a bushman and, you know, you don't have no center or whatever. You get what I say? But because of how we approached it and embraced the fact that we come from the country and in our bush, the people that actually come from in the bush who were saying that they come from Kingston start accept, say, all right, yeah, man, I bush we come from for real, man. Yeah. You understand?
Yeah. You feel like, did the town sounds, did you have to earn their respect, beat them in clash to go into town, or it just felt like, boy, you know, they have to.
What happened is that the Kingston sounds always consider themselves superior to every other sound in Jamaica.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like once you leave out of Kingston, remember at one stage I used to call Portmore country? Because once you leave out of Kingston, it's like you're going to country. Right. You get what I'm saying? So the Kingston sound felt superior to the country sounds there, right? And in order to change that stigma from out of their, or get that stigma out of their mind, the country sound used to start beat this whole sound there, the Kingston sound there. So to show you, say, listen, it don't make a difference whether you come from Kingston or whether you come from bad sound or bad sound, wherever we go in the world, wherever we come from, we are bad sound. So it don't make, you can't come and feel say you're superior to we because you come from Kingston. That don't make no difference. Back in the days, we used to go Kingston and bust up a town dance and make the people them do things that the Kingston selector never know said the people them would have do. And when the Kingston selector them come to country, it's like they were struggling to play a dance.
Wow.
So that's what starts to, so everybody say, yo, don't ramp with them country youth because them youth are really take the business serious. Them now deal with it like, yeah, we come from here, so you better respect me. No, we come and prove, say we bad.
Yeah. Chiano, you know, there's been there's been so much historic bass odyssey dances, so much historic bass odyssey clashes. But boy, of course, the bodyguard, it seems like bodyguard was always, if not, battling back and forth, a thorn in bass odyssey's side,
Yeah,
with
well,
thing.
the thing is with Bodyguard, and you have to give credit where credit is due. Bodyguard
Yes,
was the first real recognized country sound. You
yes,
understand? You
yes.
understand? You had an ex country sound from Senton by the name of Turbocharge, which was a small sound in comparison to all of them big sounds at town. But they had a select on it that was fearless. So he would go anywhere and clash any one of the big sounds. Right? But
Yeah,
Bodyguard took it to another level. You understand? A
yeah.
country Bodyguard would have been recognized as the first real country sound that didn't fear no town sound and was always defending country. You know what I mean? Them
Okay.
never go on like them a town sound or nothing of the sort. You know what I mean? They were defending country. So you find that when it reached a stage where, Bass Odyssey and Bodyguard had to meet up, and it would have been the battle of the countries to see which one I better country sound. You know what I mean? So,
Yes.
they had their nights and we had our nights. It's just one of them things but it's just that we basically prevailed longer. You understand? And started dominating more
Okay.
to take over the reins as the top country sound.
Mark, how did you feel after a while? You kept winning and winning and winning, and then there were some world clashes that were going on, and after a while, Bass Odyssey wasn't joining the world clash as dominant as they were, or certain clashes as dominant as they were. Were you getting? Was it your fine saying, boy, I don't really want to be in like you passed this stage, or there's nothing left for you to do, nothing left for you to win? Was it financial? I don't want to get into the personal business, but I just want to know why there was, a Bass Odyssey
But
eased off of there.
um well, if you think about it, I have participated in World Clash 2001, 2. We took a break from clashing from between the end of 2002 to 2005 because what was happening is that Stone Love was regarded as the juggling sound in Jamaica, the top juggling sound. And
Yes.
we took a decision to say, listen, we need to build our fan base in juggling. So that, because remember I said Bass Odyssey was branded as a war sound, you want a war sound, yeah man, a Bass Odyssey. So we say, all right, we want to build a fan base in juggling. You understand? So that
Yes.
we can, it's like we would have been saying, because we are going for Stone Love type class juggling sound. You understand?
Yeah.
So we took a break from clashing and we're just concentrating on juggling dances for the whole of 2003, the whole of 2004. And then we started back clashing in 2005. That was the World Clash in Montego Bay that we won in 3 rounds. Is the earliest a World Clash ever finished in the history of World Clash. Because the rule was whoever win the most rounds, and it was 5 rounds. And we won the first 3 rounds, 3:30 dance done. Everybody got at them, yeah. Yeah, so that they ended up had to change the rule the following year because they were say, boy, all who say World Clash finished too early last year. So they changed the rule now from whoever win the most rounds.
Okay. You see,
You
so
know?
that clears up the argument of you didn't want to deal with some people about anything. It's just that you took time off to
Yeah,
secure a fan
for those
base.
2 years. Yeah, to build the fan base. That is why Bass Odyssey would have been now labeled as the sound of war and juggle. So whichever event you want, you can book the sound for it because not like, unlike some sounds where can only war, but you don't make sense you book like a juggling dance because they don't know how to, or some songs that can only juggle and can't war. That break that we took established the juggling fan base. So now we could have dominated both markets.
Okay. So that's great. Listen, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close down because I'm gonna shut down and reload back up because what I want